Hello, I'm Laura. It's April 8th, 2026, and this is the Wednesday Heartwarmer of today's Heartlines. Our theme for Heartlines this week is breakthrough. And today we are looking at having a breakthrough in understanding one of the greatest expressions of our humanity. And that is the expression of being a hero. And to do this, we are going to look at stories that touch the heart. And although we may not ever find ourselves in the extreme conditions of these great heroes, perhaps the qualities that they demonstrated through their own stories can touch us in a way where we can apply these qualities to our daily lives. So we begin with the story of a young man by the name of Ryan Jennings, 37 years old, a father of 3 children, and 2 of them were in trouble in a strong riptide current in Juno Beach, Florida, where the family was vacationing. And he dove in and pulled them both to safety, but in the process was drowned himself. He actually demonstrated the complete quality of being selfless, of putting others above yourself, of caring for something greater than you know yourself to be. The next story is about the young airman who went down in Iran, and while his fellow pilot was found within a short period of time, he ejected and landed farther away and was lost for 48 hours. And injured from the crash, he kept one thing in mind, and that was being rescued, and followed his training and climbed 7,000 feet into the mountains and hid there till he could send a signal to his fellow Americans, who eventually found him. And so that rescue actually is an inspiration of what it is to stay singular in your purpose. The other story is of Lindsey Vonn, the Olympic hero who went to the Olympics at age 41 to ski downhill and then crashed on her first run in the Olympics and broke her leg in several places. But she has not given up on life. She may not be able to run in the Olympics again, but she is bringing her body back to the strongest point it can have to do what she loves so much, which is skiing. And with crutches and a walking boot, she does pull-ups, leg extensions, and core work every day for hours in the gym. So her steadfast spirit is a form of heroism. And finally, the greatest expression of strength that I have ever seen is in Savannah Guthrie, who returned to her anchor position on the Today Show this week after being with her family when her mother went missing more than 2 months ago. The case of Nancy Guthrie has not been solved, but Savannah found a strength of faith and spirit and joy that gave her the ability to come back and to contribute to others in the many wonderful ways she always has done. Even started the day on Monday with a smile on her face. And she had said in an interview with Hoda Kotb, "I will not let them take away my joy. My joy will be my protest. My joy will be my answer." What greater strength can you find than finding strength in joy? So these heroes have demonstrated selflessness, singularity of purpose, steadfastness, and strength. And we are going to tap into those qualities in ourselves right now, in a moment of quiet contemplation and focus on an inspirational thought. So let's take a deep breath and close our eyes. And hold this idea in our hearts. I find joy in selfless giving, singular purpose, and steadfast commitment. And in that joy, I find strength to do what is mine to do. I find joy in selfless giving, singular purpose, and steadfast commitment. And in that joy, I find strength to do what is mine to do. And so it is. We may not ever have to call on these qualities of selflessness and singular purpose and steadfastness and strength to see us through extreme circumstances. But we can call on them every day in our lives when it comes to putting others' considerations above our own, when it comes to our steadfast ability to stay with something till it's done, when it comes to our singularity of purpose, almost forgot that one, really focusing on what is ours to do in this moment, and when it comes to our strength to endure a long-awaited goal, we can find these things a blessing in our lives every day and something that brings us joy. Thank you for connecting with me and being my joy this day, and have a wonderful day.